Hi, and welcome to De-LIZ-cious cooking. And today we're going to make an Imperial Rice or Arroz Imperial. Now, we finished already wrapping up the filming for today, and we noticed that we forgot the main ingredient, which is the chicken broth, and to show you how to make it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ingredients, tell you the steps, and then you'll see the results later on. So we're going to start off with the chicken. What I do is when I buy the meats, I try to buy in bulk, and then I separate them into sections that we're going to eat, portions that we're going to eat. So this is the chicken breast. I date them and I freeze them in airtight bags so they'll keep better. And I put it out in the refrigerator a day or two ahead of time so it's nice and thawed but still fresh. And I cut it into pieces. I would say maybe 3-inch pieces, maybe smaller if you like, so they could cook faster. And I add some olive oil into a pot. I saute the chicken till it starts to cook but not completely through. Then I add my sofrito. Sofrito is a mixture of garlic, onions, yellow onion diced, green peppers, and red peppers. If you don't have time, I'm a working mom. I homeschool my son, I work from home, and I'm busy. I'm really busy. And with this pandemic, I'm cooking 3 meals a day, and it gets tough. So I take as many shortcuts as I can. Today I did dice up some my peppers, but most of the time, there's certain recipes that it's okay to use frozen. This is amazing. There's different brands and you can buy them at Publix, Walmart, but it's a sofrito. It's already prepared for you. It's okay to use, trust me, especially for us working moms. Okay, so where are we at? We cook the chicken a little bit, not completely through, in olive oil. We add sofrito. I would add like a cup because we're going to add some more later on and you'll see. So we're going to add a cup. Then we're going to add some oregano, just a dash, a pinch. What you do is you pinch and then you press so the aroma can come out. You're going to put a little pinch of cumin in it, and you're going to put 1 bay leaf, okay? And then a little bit of salt, because we're going to add salt to the rice later on, and 1 or 2 packs depending on the color that you want your rice to be. So you put that in there, you start stirring, and then you add your chicken broth. I like to add this, and then I add some water to just give it that nice flavor, so it's not so watered down. I use 1 of these completely, and then I adjust with water. Once it starts to boil, you lower the temperature, keep it at a low setting, and then till it's ready to use. Okay, see you in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to assemble the rice. We're going to add olive oil into our pan, and this is the broth that we made in the video before. We're going to add our sofrito, which is a combination of onions, green peppers, and red peppers and garlic. We're going to saute them on medium-high heat. Just make sure you stir occasionally so that it doesn't burn. We're going to add 1.5 cups to 2 cups of pre-washed long-grain white rice, and then give it a stir. And we have to season our rice. So we're going to add the chicken broth first. And I use some of it for Sam. He wanted to eat some. He loves the chicken broth. So I did not have enough to cover the whole rice. So what I did is I dumped this rice. I took the chicken out and shredded it. And then I add some additional chicken broth that comes in a can or in a box, in a container like this. I like these better, less sodium. Add a little bit, make sure it covers. So you want it like a half an inch over the rice, so when it boils, it doesn't boil completely. It doesn't reduce so much that the rice is exposed. Now we're going to season the rice. The first thing we're going to do is add a bay leaf. Now we add just one. Remember that we had put one into the broth, so don't forget later on to take it out. I'm going to add the bay leaf, then we're going to add some oregano. Now these are typical staples in any Cuban seasoning. It's oregano, bay leaf, and cumin. So we're going to add a pinch of oregano. We're going to crush it between our fingers to bring out that aroma. Then we're going to add the cumin. I usually do a pinch of cumin, but today I use one of my little spoons. Okay, so we're just gonna, because it sticks to your fingers and you gotta be washing your hands continuously. Okay, so just a dash of cumin, not too much, it is a very strong flavor. Then we're gonna add our sazon, Goya sazon. I use the one with culantro and achote. I use 2 now. It depends on the color that you want on your rice. I like nice bright yellow color. Some people like it more pale, but I already added some before to the chicken broth. I'm only adding two packets this time. You're gonna stir it into the rice. I'm gonna add some more salt, just a little bit, not too much, because we added it again before to the broth. You don't want to make it too salty. Stir, bring it to a boil at medium high to high heat. Once you cover it and you lower the temperature to low or 3 and till it's completely cooked. Okay, put a lid on it and I'll see you in a minute. Now let's assemble the casserole. First thing is, please remove all bay leaves. Then we're going to fill the casserole 1/4 to 1/3 weight up with rice. This is our Cuban lasagna. Make sure you cover the whole bottom of the casserole dish, that you don't see any of the dish coming through. And then we want to pack it down with the spoon so it's nice, smooth, and leveled. There's going to be another layer of rice, so make sure you leave enough space for it. Then we're going to add our secret ingredient. Yes, mayonnaise. What? No, seriously. We're going to add 3 or 4 heaping spoonfuls of the mayo. Once you bake it, this becomes like a creamy layer and more of a cheesy texture to it. We're going to spread it out. Make sure all the rice is covered. Now, you want to make sure there's a nice layer, but not too much, because this will make the rice greasy, too greasy if you put too much. So just like in the video, just enough to cover all the rice. Smooth it out. Then we're going to add the chicken. This is the chicken that we removed from the chicken broth and we shredded it. So put a nice layer. You don't want too much, but then again, you want to make sure that you have chicken in every bite. And another layer of rice, and this will be our final layer of rice. Same thing. Oh, there goes the other bay leaf. Want to remove that. You do not want to take a bite of a bay leaf. And then fill the casserole up. Not all the way to the top, just to the rim of the casserole. Pack it down, make it nice and smooth. Now we're going to put a little bit of chicken on top, shredded very thin. That's just for presentation. At this point, you could add your frozen peas or your roasted red peppers, because we're going to add another layer on top of this. Okay, just very lightly. It's just for looks. This is you're gonna, not too much. You're not gonna want to add too much of it. Then you're gonna add your final ingredient, which is the grated Parmesan cheese. A very thin layer. Once it's baked, it'll create a nice crusty layer. Delicious. Make sure there's no lumps. Okay, casserole has been assembled. 1 minute. One last step in assembling this, and it's just to cover it up with aluminum foil. Okay, so we finished assembling the Imperial Rice, arroz imperial, and we put a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese, and halfway through baking it, we're going to take the foil off, and that's going to create a nice crust, crispy crust on top. We're going to put it in the oven. I usually put it at 400 for like a half hour. Also, this is great accompanied by either sweet plantains, maduros, or tostones, okay, which is green plantains. Now, I'm all about saving time. I'm a mom, I work from home, and I homeschool my son. So feel free to buy some of these. This, you will never go bad. I mean, when you buy them ripe at the store, they may be hard and not, sweet, but these will always be nice and ripe. Okay, so go ahead, put them in the oven, and I'll see you back. Hi, so our arroz imperial is already finished cooking. If you see, it's a nice little crispy top that the Parmesan cheese did. I like to bake my maduro sweet plantains. It's just a little healthier. So I'm gonna plate it. If you notice, oh nice, you see the mayo turned into like a cheese. It is so nice and creamy. My husband, this is his favorite meal, and I'm gonna serve him a lot. He likes tostones with this meal, but because I always please him and make tostones, today I made maduros for me. Here you go. You see how I told you they're always nice and ripe and sweet and soft. And unfortunately, I used to buy the plantains and peel them and fry them myself, but so much disappointment. But with this, it's nice and done. And there is your arroz imperial, imperial rice, and sweet plantains. Enjoy! Hi, this is Liz, and I want to thank you for watching my YouTube video on how to make arroz imperial, imperial rice. If you liked it, please make sure you hit like, and I welcome you to subscribe to this channel, De-LIZ-cious Cooking.